Welcome back to the Tony Styles Show, the mecca of all things liberty. Right now, we're talking to Wayne Allen Rue. We were talking to him before the break. He is a best-selling author, and he was on the Libertarian ticket in 2008 as a vice presidential candidate. I want to talk to you a little bit. You were on a roll, and I hate to stop you because you're great to listen to. You have a lot of great things to say, and I agree with most of it. But the one thing that I have a problem with is you said that there's no way that a third party can win an election. Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Well, yeah, let me finish my last thought.
Sure, go for it. Knock yourself out, brother.
We got to stop being nice and trying to act moderate, because first of all, it doesn't win any elections. Name the Republican candidates who are moderate and nice and tried to treat their opponent as a gentleman, and how they fared in the election. Gerald Ford, loser. George H.W. Bush, second time around, loser. John McCain, loser. Mitt Romney, loser. Bob Dole, loser. Yep. How many more do you have to name? If you're nice, the press loves you. They treat you great because they know you're going to lose, and then they stick the knife in. And the reality is, Ronald Reagan fought fire with fire and won in 2 landslides. The reality is we have to be proud conservatives, proud Tea Partiers, and we have to point out that this is not the party of honorable Democrats like Scoop Jackson. This is not the party of decent Democrats like Harry Truman. This is a party of communists. And someone needs to start using the word. They've changed it to a nice word called progressive or liberal or left. The reality is Obama and his crew, his cabal, are Marxist, communists, and socialists who spent their whole lives studying Saul Alinsky's Rules for Radicals. And I studied at Columbia University with Obama, and what Saul Alinsky said was, you need to be a radical communist, but you can never let anyone know your true intentions. You can never tell the middle class your goal is to wipe them out. You can never tell them that you're going to raise taxes to 90% and drive businesses out of business. You got to act like a moderate, act like a uniter, act like a great guy or gal, put on a nice suit, cut your hair, cut your afro, and fake it till you make it. And then you got to look in the mirror, and when you see a radical looking back at you, when you see a communist radical extremist, that's what you call your opponent, to demonize them and destroy them. So you throw everybody off balance. When you call conservatives terrorists and anti-American and arsonists and radical and extreme, you got to fight fire with fire and call them names back, because they're the ones that really are the names. They're the communists, they're the radicals, they're the extremists. So please, folks, stop being nice. These people are taking your life away, taking your income away, taking your property away, and destroying the lives in the future of your children and grandchildren through their policies. It's time to stop being nice and fight a war. That's what we're in right now, a war for the future of America, American exceptionalism, the American dream, and Judeo-Christian values.
All right, we're talking to Wayne Allen Rue on the Tony Styles Show. Back to my question. I have 2 questions for you. You said that a third party can't win an election. Can you elaborate on that shortly?
They never have. They've never come close.
Sure they have. Abraham Lincoln was a third party, and Teddy Roosevelt was a third party. They've all made it.
I'm talking about in my lifetime. I'm talking about in the last in the last 75 years since we've had television. You don't have third parties with any chance to win. Ross Perot spent $200 million of his own money. If you took that in today's dollars, it's probably $500 million of his own money, which is about what the Obamas and the McCains and the Romneys spent on their elections. And the reality is, he didn't win a single state. Nothing. Not one. He didn't even come in second in a single state.
He came in second in Colorado, I think.
Well, then it was 1 out of 49 states, but he didn't come in second nationally. He came in a distant third, and he never won a state. So that's what $500 million gets you as a third-party candidate. You're just not going to be able to win, Tony, in the real world based on all the hurdles the two-party system puts upon a third party. I know. I was on a presidential ticket for the Libertarians.
Sure.
So you got so many problems. And the other thing I want to explain is, whether you like it or not, America is a nation that really appreciates certain views. They don't like moderates. The press is lying to you.
Well, of course not. Yeah, that's the way that we work.
All the passion is on the right and the left. So Obama attracts a passion, Sarah Palin attracts passion, and the guy who's kind of a little bit conservative and a little bit liberal on social issues, otherwise known as a libertarian, attracts nothing. You're either right or you're left in this country. Being in the middle gets you nowhere.
Well, it gives you integrity, doesn't it?
Well, it depends if that's what you really believe in or not. But, if integrity doesn't get you elected, Tony, then I don't really care about integrity. I care about personality. I'm a businessman. I'm a self-made millionaire. And I haven't made millions of dollars without understanding advertising. And advertising and promotion are all about one thing and one thing only: bigger-than-life personality. That's why I don't really like the views of Chris Christie. But he just won a landslide re-election as a Republican in the most blue state in America. And the media wants to convince you that that means his views are good for the Republican Party. Well, they're not. I'm a Tea Partier who believes in cutting government, and Christie is basically a liberal on almost every important issue I believe in. He's no different than a Democrat. So why did he win re-election? Because he's got a bigger-than-life personality.
That's absolutely true. Wayne Allen Rue, we have to take off, but I want to invite you back on the show. I love hearing you talk, and you've done most of the talking. That's fine with me. It makes my job easy. I don't mind at all. I love it. But there's a lot of things I disagree with you with. There's a lot of things I do agree with you with, and I think they're both things that we should talk about at a later date. But thank you for being with us. I really appreciate it, and you're welcome back anytime. We'll be in touch.
Thank you. Don't forget the book, The Ultimate Obama Survival Guide, available at Amazon or my website, root4america.com.
Root4america.com, The Ultimate Obama Survival Guide. Thank you very much. That's Wayne Allen Rue.
Thanks, Tony. God bless.
We'll be right back. There's plenty more of the Tony Styles Show coming up. We have Adam Carolla up next and a solution segment that you will not want to miss. Stay right here. You're listening to The Tony Styles Show.